Good morning. It is Thursday. There was a frost last night. I left the cold back in New York. I'm a little cold this morning. We have picked up the first dumpster, heading to the Republic Landfill on Palmetto, and we're gonna get this one put back on the yard. The demo is done. It went very good. About 13 physical hours from start to finish. I have one dumpster with metal sitting out there. That's got to get picked up today. But overall, I'm happy with it. It went very well. We were able to actually get the house completely down and in dumpsters on the first day. So that was kind of a shock. I fully expected that it would be a day and a half to, 2 days of just demo, and it wasn't. So awesome. Today, I did not have a bunch on the schedule. I thought we'd be finishing up the demo, and we're not. So I've had quite a few people call Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday. They need things moved around. We're gonna work on that today. Gotta stop by the bank today. Need to go and pick that other metal dumpster up. I think we've got 3 swaps that need to happen. I dropped one off last night for DeCarlo fence and picked his other one up this morning. So that's number 1. And yeah, we're just gonna take you along. So we tried to get a bunch of good shots on the demo. I tried to have one camera do nothing but time lapse, and the battery kept running out. And obviously the video shut off. So what I was hoping was one solid video in the same spot. It's not gonna happen. I haven't looked at it yet. I don't even think that the footage has been put into the software making, editing, whatever Elizabeth uses. So yeah, sorry. We'll try better on the next one. So just pulling in here, we're gonna get this dumped. We had to replace a fuse under the hood last night, the inline fuse for running the battery power back to the trailer, and I don't know if it was blown or not, but we were picking up a dumpster and there was no power. It stopped. So we swapped the fuse out. It ran a couple more times. Picking this one up this morning, it was very, very sluggish. So something somewhere is going on. I just don't know where. So once we get this dumped off, this dumpster is going back to the yard, and hello. It's gonna go back to the yard, and I'm gonna run by and see if they can do a load test on the on the batteries again. When they did the load test originally, I said to the gentleman, I said, we need to disconnect all the batteries and do them individually. And nope, we don't need to do that. And all right, I'm not a professional. This is your job. I think the batteries on the trailer were pulling power and reading more than what they should have been because the truck was hooked up. So I'm gonna take a few minutes. We're gonna disconnect the batteries. I'm gonna have them do a load test. We're gonna go back to where we bought them from. They should be under warranty. If they're damaged, they should be under warranty. So we'll see. That's gonna be stop number 2, and then we'll probably go pick up the metal dumpster, get it dumped, and head down and do a swap in North Charleston. Jared with Load and Go is going to do a live load anywhere between 1 and 3 o'clock for me today. I just don't really have that in the schedule to sit. Oh, they put a speed hump in. Look at that. That's a big speed hump. Holy smokes. Holy shit. Golly. Okay. I mean, I'm cool with that. People fly through here all the time, and this is kind of where we stop and close doors on the dumpsters, so I'm okay with that. But these are massive. Like, golly. Okay. Thought the ones at Waste Management up on 78 were bad. These are 18 inches tall. Okay, but yep, we're gonna get this dumped off. I'm not gonna put you on a video. I feel like we'll be here for 2 hours, so I gotta have something checked on this electrical system. We're gonna pull up through the path here. I put a spinning knob. I don't know if I told you or not. I put a spinning knob on the steering wheel, and it's great. I love it. I should have done this a long time ago. Robbie drove the truck for me yesterday, and he likes it. If he doesn't have one on his truck today, I'd be very surprised. Man, this is tight coming in here too. I haven't been here in 3 days, and they've changed a lot. Got you dumping in the far back. It's dry. There's no rain in the forecast. It hasn't been rainy. It's nice. It's nice. Robbie hit Berkeley County yesterday with all of the loads that we took there. We dropped the clean concrete off at Trash Girl. She took it. It was closer than Berkeley, so that was cool. I mean, dumpsters really weren't that heavy. It was a very good demo. Very, very good demo. I'm happy with it. What was that? Machine's over here trying to fix a door on a dumpster for one of the other companies. I feel like I'm too close to the pile, but I can't see anything back there. I can see the loaders, but that sun is bright. It's cold out today, so I'll take it. But yeah, we'll get this dumped off. We'll take you along. We'll show you the dump. Elizabeth can just go through and speed it up. All right, let's do it. Where's my hard hat? It's chilly. It's one of the ones that needs some work. I really need that step installed. I better get with him this week. All right. Y'all stay up there. Got some junk in here. Full disclosure, that's been in there for, I don't know, a while. I guess it's a good thing that we're gonna take this back to the yard so I can get in there and get it cleaned out. You like my attire? Sweatshirt on top of a hard hat. There are no trees up here. The wind is whipping. My sensitive little ears don't like it. I'm getting good at shutting these doors with one hand. Before I completely lose my mind and rip out the electrical system on the truck, we're gonna swap some batteries out. They are still under warranty. This one is showing that it's semi-weak. When we put a draw on it, it slowly goes down. So we're gonna swap this one. Definitely, I've got 2 new ones sitting here. We're gonna swap them out and hope that that helps us a little bit. Yes, we are in a parking lot. Half inch, all the way around. Fantastic. I'm glad we were able to get through the demo without having issues. So, again, I've got some spare time this morning. We were not slated on that demo to finish until tomorrow. So, I'm okay with this. It sucks, it's cold, but I'm okay with this. Oh wow, it's fused right up. We have not had many issues, I would say, in the last year with the batteries. We do run this trailer. This trailer does take abuse. It does take, it takes a beating. I'm not gonna lie about it. So it's why you buy things with warranties. Just hope for the best. This whole box needs a renovation. I'd really like to move the battery box up onto the front of the trailer. I'd really like to cut this dunnage box way back to here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a whole other foot right there. We might do that. We might take this all apart and make this dunnage box so much bigger. I think we're going to. I think we're going to. That's going to allow me to move things around, clean this all up, access everything that's back here. Yep, we're going to. We're going to. So, all right. Putting an AC Delco in here. It is a 1000 cold crank amp battery. It's an 18-month free replacement. That is why we did not pay a penny. Slide this bad boy in here. Get that seated where it needs to go. We'll get that one attached first. And I do have my battery terminal cleaner and the little tool to kind of clean all the corrosion off. So I'm going to hit that on the, not the ends on the battery, but on the ends on the wire. And we're going to double check all that. So let me find that in the truck real quick. Yesterday with the wind, the tripod fell over. I broke my little up and down. I guess it's gonna ride along with us to the next job, which is, gonna be in North Charleston. So we're at the scrapyard. we are gonna go find out how much money we're gonna make. I am going to guess that, and I didn't even see the weight coming in. You saw what I saw. Got a little bit of damage right there. I wonder where that came from. Well, you didn't see. You saw the backwards view of what I saw, but we crossed on the scales. They have no digital readouts there. I'm going to guess that we had somewhere between, I'll do a 500-pound buffer, somewhere between 5,200 pounds and 5,700 pounds. So 5,200 to 5,700 is where I'm thinking we're gonna be. But typical scrapyard, they've got pickers and sifters over here. They got piles and piles of stuff over here. This is, this is something that growing up in, upstate New York, sure, we knew where the transfer station was down in Landfill, but other than that, landfills never really jumped out at me. I know there's one back home in Landfill, one in Rodman. Those are probably the two biggest ones in the area that I grew up in. But down here, it seems like it's landfill after landfill, or scrapyard, or recycling center. It just, population is also much greater here than back there. I mean, the cows outnumber the humans back in Jefferson and Lewis County, New York, like 1,000,000 to 1. So, yep. But it's full-fledged operation. This is Charleston Scrap. This is on US 52. The other one that we frequent is B&D Scrap. That one's on Orangeburg Road. I'm not exactly sure where this guy is going. I really hope that he sees me. He does. All right, scale out. I'm gonna leave the window down. Maybe you guys can hear, maybe not. I might have to fast forward this a little bit, but let's go see what we are. 52 to 57, 5,200 versus, or up to 5,700. So let's see. Definitely not as heavy as I was thinking. is 3:30 and we have just gotten all loaded from the pool company. They did a demo on a pool deck and had another competitor drop off a dumpster the other day. They told them it was a 20-yard, told them to fill it half full, which is the same thing that we do and the same thing that we say. They filled it half full, they needed a swap, and that company could not make it happen until next week. So this gentleman reached out to me yesterday, and I told him we could handle it today, no problem. He needed it there about 1:30, and we pulled up shortly after that. Got loaded as 3:30 down in Mount Pleasant. They had some issues with the machine, so that took a little bit of time, but we're gonna head this off to Berkeley County. It is all clean concrete. There is rebar and wire meshing in there, so I'm not gonna take it to Sanders. I don't know if they would accept it. I don't really want to waste my time, and we're just gonna take it to Berkeley County. I'm gonna stop by the bank on the way, hit the landfill, and then we have a delivery in Monk's Corner tomorrow. I'm gonna just take this one out there. Berkeley County is not too far outside of Monk's Corner. I'm just gonna drop it off and then we're gonna head home. So tomorrow, right now on the schedule, we have 3 deliveries and it's showing 5 pickups, but a couple of those are contractors. I know the dumpsters are not ready to go, so we're not even gonna mess with them. Something in the system is off, and I don't know what it is. I need to look at it. Normally I'm pretty good when it comes to inputting things into the system and keeping up on things, but lately I haven't been. Especially with that demolition, it's been a lot of phone calls. Okay, let me shoot you a text, let me get the information from you, and I'll get you put in the system and we'll get you a dumpster delivered. Well, the dumpster gets delivered and I'm finding myself more and more inputting the customer into the system when I get the dumpster delivered, and that's not right. They need to be able to read the contract and get a card on file. One swap for tomorrow. It was supposed to be picked up tomorrow, but now it's going to be a swap. It's a 25-yard. The lady says it's full, and she messaged me about 11 o'clock this morning, maybe a little bit before, right about the same time that we were at the scrapyard, and I think she thought that it was going to happen like that. I'm busy today. I'm booked today. Unless, and I hate to say it this way, I don't want to put, people ahead of other people, but if you're one of my regulars and you call, I will move mountains to make sure you have a dumpster, to make sure that you are taken care of, because, and I think I said this a month ago, 2 months ago, look back in our videos, and I know I said it somewhere. If you're a regular, if you do business with us, and it's steady business, you're going to get better treatment, and that's not the right word. You're going to get bumped to the head of the line. I've got a cutoff in the morning. If you call me before then, we'll make it happen same day. If you don't, we'll make it happen next day. If it's a weekend, we don't consider that. But if you're a contractor, you could call me at 5 o'clock, and if you're one of the ones that we do a lot of work with, you could call me at 5 o'clock and say, hey, I need a dumpster. And there's a very good possibility you'll have a dumpster that night. You spend money with somebody, and that's almost guaranteed money. It's guaranteed work. It's going to be a longevity type thing. I'm going to make it happen for you. So I'm going to see if I can get this dumpster delivered to Monk's Corner tonight, and then this lady, she needs a swap for tomorrow, but she hasn't paid. So that's going to be a phone call for later tonight. That was close. That was close. I'm going to get that one. I've got to reach out to her tonight and say, we need payment. I need a card on file. Otherwise, it's going to sit. But back to me doing the reservation when I drop the dumpster off. That's not fair to the client. It doesn't give them time to read the contract. they obviously know the pricing. My contract is very basic. When people call, I kind of say anything goes. I mean, keep the hazardous materials out and keep the dead bodies out. Other than that, we'll haul it. So it's kind of a joke, but we don't really have many limitations as far as what can't go in the dumpster. There's certain things that have to go to certain landfills, and there's obviously certain things, hazardous materials, chemicals, that you cannot put in the dumpster. But other than that, pretty much anything goes. A lot of people think you've got to separate mattresses and separate, you know, appliances, and you don't. Everything can get put in our dumpsters. I would like to, at some point, get a metal dumpster on the yard and just put metal in it. However, at the same token, is that the right word? At the same time, you know, we brought 4,000 pounds of material into the landfill today, and it was $200. So, time-wise, you know, my ROI, my return on investment, does it make sense for me to put a metal dumpster on the yard and pick through dumpsters, bring them back to the yard to empty off a stove? No, not really. You know, the $200 for that dumpster, it works. I had to get a demo saw. We had to rent a demo saw, and that was 120 some bucks. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, sure, it was $209, but it doesn't really do anything by the time you have to, your time to move the dumpster, your time to drop the dumpster off, your time to cut the material up, or your time to bring the material back and throw it in the dumpster. Then you've got to stack everything in the dumpster nice and neat, because I'm not man enough to pick up a stove and throw it over a 5-foot sidewall. So you got to have the back doors accessible. Then you got to figure out where you're going to put the dumpster so the back doors are accessible. There's just a lot that goes into it. But man, drivers here are absolutely ridiculous. They about just cut off a dang semi. However, the semi is going to do the right thing. When we were in Texas, all of the interchanges had side roads. I don't recall what they were called, but basically you could bump off the interstate, pick up a side road, and go a couple exits down and get back on the interstate. And that, right through here, Aviation Ave, Remount Ave, right here by the airport, they have that. And I'm 2 lanes too far to the left to even attempt that. But the truck that just about hit the car, because the car cut the truck off, went that way, and I can see him half a mile ahead, and he's bypassed 300 cars. So, good for him. But, spinning up. Yeah, we're stuck in traffic again. Let's flip you around. Air compressor's running in the back. Back tire's down to 46 pounds. Sitting in traffic. Watching the airplanes come in to the left. Maybe a BBG will come in. Big bottom girl. C-17. If you haven't seen those, they're pretty big. They're monstrosities. Airport's right over there. You can probably see the control tower right there. But yep, just cruising. So we'll hit the bank, we'll hit the landfill. I've got 50 minutes to get to the landfill. We should be able to do it. It's not that far. It's maybe 15 miles ahead, but all right, we'll see you there. It is almost 6 o'clock. It warmed up a little bit today. It's in the 50s right now. It's going to be cool again tonight, but warm right back up. So I got everything done that I needed to get done today. I got a little bit more done than what was on the schedule. Dumpster is dropped off for the Monk's Corner delivery tomorrow. I had 7 miles till empty, and I was able to hit the gas station, so that's awesome. I was able to dump the concrete at Berkeley. GPS told me I would be there at 4:35. Berkeley closes at 4:30. I beat the 4:35 mark on the GPS, but I'm not going to tell you what time I rolled in there. They close at 4:30, so thank you to Berkeley County for allowing me to dump my concrete, because you definitely saved my rear end tonight. It wasn't a lot. There was not a lot in there, but I would have had to take it all the way back to the yard and then empty it tomorrow morning, which would have put me on schedule for tomorrow, but now we're ahead of schedule, so that's fantastic. So got to talk to Mr. Bobby from Trash Girl at Spinks for a few minutes. He was, fun fact, when we first started the business, he was one of the very first guys from a competitor that stopped me and said, hey, do this differently, when I was in the landfill. And it's the little things. And he and I just, it was 5 minutes. You know, you normally see the guys, you'll wave, you talk to them at the scale house when you're paying, they're weighing in, but you don't interact with these guys. So, you know, it took 5 minutes. I was getting diesel, and he popped over real quick and just, you know, hey, how are things? I had never fully introduced myself to him and vice versa, so that was kind of cool. You know, at the end of the day, yes, you're a competition, you're a competitor, but you're all in the same business. I mean, it's just the same for when I was a fireman. You know, you've got neighboring departments, or, you know, you've got station rivalry type things, but at the end of the day, you do the same job. You know, it just, there's a lot of guys, and I'm sure this is industry-wide across the board, but definitely down here, you've got guys that, I don't know if they let their pride get in the way or what, but I mean, they don't wave to each other, and they're snarky in the landfill, or they don't talk to you, and that's just stupid. I mean, that's just dumb. I don't get it. I've never understood it. You can have pride and still be a respectable human being and talk to, you know, somebody who does the same line of work that you do. That other company a couple weeks back that was in an accident, you know, for me to simply make a phone call and say, hey, is everything all right? You guys need anything? It took 30 seconds out of my day, and it was the right thing to do. Sure, they're a competitor, but there's enough work out here for everybody. You could have 30 more junk removal and dumpster businesses start up tonight in the Charleston area, and there's still going to be work for everybody. You know, I'm fortunate where I've built relationships with contractors, and that keeps us going. I've got new phone calls that come in all the time, but, you know, the contractors that we've built relationships with, and they call us over somebody else because they know they're going to get good service, good customer service. Their stuff's going to be on time. The billing isn't going to be all over the place. It's just, you build relationships. But I'm going to see, you may have seen it in here, if not, the load from the concrete pool demo. It's like a 6-minute time lapse. I just watched it, and if we can throw it like on hyper speed, we will. We'll throw it in here, but if not, you know, it was just a machine loading a dumpster with broken up concrete. They had some machine issues, and I was on the phone dealing with the graphics company for the t-shirts, which they got my approval. They should be here next week. So mid-November, we should have t-shirts. Which is awesome, because we're going camping next weekend with the Cub Scouts, and I would love some extra warm t-shirts. Not t-shirts, sweatshirts. Sweatshirts, pullovers, stuff like that. So, yeah. 6 o'clock. It's actually 8 minutes to 6. We'll be home before 6 tonight. Busy day tomorrow. A lot of rambling today. We got the batteries changed out, which was awesome. I am going to throw them on trickle charge tonight just because it is cold. I'm going to leave them connected to the truck, so that way the trickle charger will push through all 4 batteries. But, yeah, busy day tomorrow. Got to do a swap first thing in the morning, and got to get a hold of the lady who needs to pay before I can swap her out. Like, subscribe, notifications on. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. We'll see you in the morning. Take care.